What's up everyone? Today's video is going to show you some really good infected hiding spots. This will be part 1, so hit like if you like this video for part 2. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I upload, which is every few days or so. And also follow me on Twitch to experience my highlights and funny moments and epic moments all live. And now let's get started with the video. First up is the Naya Palace. The first spot is a very good spot that I like to hide in sometimes. It's right next to the taxi building and it's in this little like community bazaar. Very well hidden, nobody thinks to go over here in this big map. This bush across the way is also a pretty good spot, but not as secluded as the previous one. And on the direct opposite side of the map, there's this wall you can go prone behind. Not many zombies check back here because everyone's focused on fighting at the construction site or somewhere in the palace. Just up from the wall is this little house. When I first started playing Infected here, nobody really came over here to explore it or anything, so I just put a shield up at the front of this door right here and nobody really can see it because it's dark, and I just sit up on the back corner and wait. And just down the street of that house near the construction site is the corner right here, which has a bush and a rock in it. I suggest going in here if you have a ghillie suit or something and just crouching or going prone. It's really out of the way and nobody really checks it unless it's the last 3 survivors or so. Next is Arklov Peak. The first spot is behind the windmill in this little ruins area. I wouldn't suggest putting claymores around in this area. I might put them near the windmill itself because, well, people will be curious about somebody being back here. It'll give you away, but that spot right there is pretty good. Just on the other side of that previous bush is this bush, which is pretty good as well. It's not as hidden, but not a lot of people look back here anyway, so it's pretty much a good spot. Over in the haystack area, these haystacks in this little shed shack thing, barn, you can go prone behind them and just sit there. Only smart zombies who've been around the block know to check that spot. There's also one just behind the haystack area that also can be used the same way. And for the last one of arklov, between the 2 red silos near the haystack area, there's this little bush on the other side of the fence. It's a pretty good spot. Nobody really checks it at all. I think it's one of the better ones of this map. Next is Azure Caves. First one of the caves is at this entrance with the truck. You go inside that box and you use your deployable cover and it'll block you in and it'll look like the box is closed, like it's meant to be there, and nobody will bat an eye at it. So it'll definitely get you into first or last survivor, unless a zombie knows of that trick like me, so be careful. The second one is in the cave at this truck. You can go inside the truck bed or underneath and go prone and you'll be hidden pretty well, but most people know of this spot, so be careful. The next spot is at this cliff edge spawn. You can go over the wall up top to jump down onto it, or if you're ballsy you can do it from the side, but if you can do it, zombies can do it too, so be careful, and it's starting to be a known spot as well. And the next map is Crash. This one has quite a few, so let's get started. First one on Crash is at the helicopter spawn between the electronic shop and the spawn. It's in this little dark alleyway. You can't use your deployable cover to block it off, unfortunately. That's the only downside, but nobody really knows about it and it's pretty well hidden. Down the alleyway towards these palm trees is this bush. It's pretty good if you don't shoot at anybody, and if you have a ghillie suit on then it works perfect. Some people check it out, but most kids take it and start shooting at shit, so I wouldn't trust anyone who's here. Down the wall of the last bush is this bush. It's pretty much the same as the last bush, maybe a little bit bigger. I'd recommend a ghillie suit with it. At the van spawn are these 2 bushes. Like before, I recommend you getting a ghillie suit and hiding in here. That's pretty much it. And across from the bushes is this 2-story building at the spawn where if you and a buddy go in here and just hunker it down, you will probably survive a long time. Right next to the big tower is this little power generator spot, and this one is really good to hide behind, especially if you want to put a deployable cover at the entrance. It'll be really hard to get to, so try it out. Also, if prop hunt comes to the game, this is a good spot as well. Next on the list is Euphrates Bridge. On the Allegiance spawn side of the bridge, there's these giant cinder blocks that you can parkour your way into. You can put a deployable cover on the front side to prevent zombies from vaulting in, and the back side you can just not worry about anything getting in. They might try to throwing knife you, but it's really hard for them to get to you at this spot, so I highly recommend it if you can get to it. Second spot or spots is at the Allegiance spawn again, where this whole area of bushes is really good, especially if you have a ghillie suit character. So I recommend these spots as well. Across the way of the Allegiance spawn, just across the road, is this teal building. You go to it and turn right, there's an alleyway, little nook and cranny you can get into. And I don't know if the deployable covers work here or not, but I would definitely try it out. I've only seen it once, and it seems to be a really good spot. I would never think of looking back here at all, especially while everyone's fighting on the road behind it, trying to get everyone. Good idea to hide in plain sight. The final spot on this map is in this big bush in the bog. Most zombies try to check it out, but recently I've hidden here and not really been caught, so I would say it's off everyone's radar now. So go ahead and try it, especially with the ghillie suit character. That'd be real helpful for you. And the final map for the video is Grosner Raid, and there's quite a few here, pretty interesting ones as well, so let's get into that. A majority take place in this train yard right here in the back spawn. The first one is at the entrance from the trenches. You hide behind this gate and put your deployable cover down. It'll look like it's part of the door and nobody will care to think twice about it, unless it's a zombie that knows that hiding spot. I always check this spot, and I haven't found anybody recently, so it's pretty much still under the radar. Second spot is in the train yard, still inside the train cart. You can hide in each end and put a deployable cover down, but most zombies know to check this area, but it's still a good spot nonetheless. And just on the other side of the train cart is this little electrical box. I've seen someone do this once, but it was pretty well hidden. I would have not have guessed to check this area. You just stand in there and nobody would find you. It's a pretty good spot. And on the other side of that electrical box is this little back area. So between the brick wall and the red barring, you can't climb through, so you don't have to worry about zombies getting in that way. They can throwing knife still, but you can move out of the way and try to put a deployable cover between the cart and the red barring, and you'll be pretty much set. It's a good holding off spot. It's really scary when they come after you, though. I recommend it a lot. If you really want, you can hide in these trucks, but I don't recommend it. On the other side of the map, outside of the laundromat, there's a little area over here, and behind this trash can, if you put a deployable cover across from it, it'll cover you in that corner and it'll look like it's part of the trash can, and nobody would notice, especially if zombies are speeding by trying to get somewhere else. That's all of those maps hiding spots. Hit the like button to let me know you'd like to see part 2, and if we reach part 2, we can do Reinfected Ground War as part 3. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and ding that bell so you know when I upload. And don't forget to follow me at twitch.tv/ViciousStrider for my cool highlights and all those funny moments live. Alright everyone, peace.